Hello YouTube, welcome back once again in my YouTube channel. In this part I am going to show you how can we work with Flutter-Gridview. Okay, so as you can see I have created a empty Flutter project. So now what I will do, I will remove all of this auto generate code and I will start it from scratch. So first we need to import our material dot, and in here I would like to add the void main, and inside this void main we need to add our run f that will contain our widget f. So new material f, and inside this material f we have a keyword called home, and in this home this home keyword we need to define our page name or our first class name of what we want to open when we will run our application. So as of now we don't have any other Dart file, so we need to create it. So go to this lib folder, right click and click in Dart file, and in here we can say class name is home. Alright, so here is our home.dart. Now we need to import here material dart, and in here we need to import our stateful widget, because whatever we will do we will have to work inside this stateful widget. So stateful widget, and in here we need to define our class name. I can say class name is home. Once you will add your home keyword over here, it will automatically connected with this home state and here. Okay, now go back to your main.dart file. In here first we need to import our home package. So import home package. Okay, so if you want to access this class name from this file, we must need to import this. Okay, that's why we have added it, nothing else. And in here we need to mention our keyword is going to be the new home. Remember that in here you need to add your class name, not the file name. For our case, our file name and class name is same, but remember that if you change this name, you can your file name can be anything, but inside this home you need to mention your class name. You can choose a different class, no problem for that. Okay, so enough talk, now move to the next part. So in here you can see we have a container. So first we need to add here a scaffold widget. Okay, so inside the scaffold widget we need to do all of these things, whatever we want to do. So in our application, what I will do, I will add a tabbar, and we will have two tabbar item, and for each item will contain different kind of grid view. Okay, so for this first we need to use our app bar. So app bar is going to be the new app bar, and title is going to be the new text, and in here we can say grid view, and change the background color. Background color is going to be the colors. So colors dot, I can choose the green color. Okay, now in this position, if I run this application, we might see our application. So maybe many of you know that if we want to add our tab bar in our application, we need to add a bottom keyword inside our app bar, and then we need to use our new tab bar. Okay, and this tab bar will contain a parameter called, not one parameter, it will contain 2 or 3 parameters. Okay, so one is tabs, and before move to the next place, first in here we need to define our tab bar controller. This is the mandatory class, this is the class name, this is the by default class name that is provided by Flutter. If we want to implement tab bar in Flutter application, we need to take help from this tab bar controller built-in class. We can say controller, and okay, we are done. Now in here, now inside the state we need to use, now in here we need to use our with sticker trigger view. It is not showing. I need to wait for till the build is complete. So as you can see, our application is now running here, and we can see our app bar, and we can see this text is called grid view. Okay, so as I said that if you want to work with tabbar view, we need to implement this tabbar controller, and inside our and in here we need to use this with a single sticker provider makes in. Okay, this is mandatory, we need to import it. Now import this init, and inside this init we need to define our length and our pacing true. So first in here we need to use this controller. Controller is going to be the new tab controller, and it will give us two parameters. One is for length. This length is means how many tabs we want to implement in our tab bar. So for this project we need to add 2, and we need to add this keyword for this basing. And remember that if you don't import it, it will give you an error. Okay, so make sure that, let me show you this, if we remove it, it will give us an error. Okay, so for enable it, we need to import this with single ticker provider makes in. This is mandatory. And in here we also need to import our dispose, and the dispose is going to be the controller.dispose. So controller.dispose, that's it. Now come back to the app bar. Inside this app bar we need to use our bottom keyword. So bottom is going to be the new tab bar, and it will give us two parameters. One is for our controller, and this controller is going to be this controller. Remember that this controller is this is the object of our tab controller, and it will take another parameter that is called tabs of widget. In here we need to define our tabs. So new tab, in here we need to use icon, new icon, and icon is going to be the icons dot, we can say any kind of icon, choose some random icon, no problem for that. And in here if you want, you can choose text as well, but for our project we don't need to have any text. What error it is showing, too many position argument. Okay, we don't need to have this one here. Tab is going to be the new icon is going to be the icons.face. Okay, so it seems we have done a mistake here. It will not work this way, as we are working inside a tab. So this tab bar has his own property that is called new tab. Tab is going to be the icon, and in here we need to use our icon, new icon, and icon is going to be the icons.face. Okay, so for this we don't need to have any text with our tab bar, so we don't need to use any text. So new tab is going to be the icon is going to be the new icon, and inside this icon we need to use our icons. So icons dot, I can say image, we can add anything, whatever we want, but for that we need to run our application. We can see an error, but if we run it, then it should be working. See, we can see it working. So here we can see our tab bar and app bar icon, but we can customize it. We have a couple of other properties over here. We can see indicator size, we can say 5.0. Indicator size is going to be the as insert all 5.0. Let's see if it is work. It is not working this way. I think we need to use here indicator weight instead of this color. So indicator weight 5.0. Now if I run it, okay, we will see this. We may add the padding as well. So at the padding, so level padding, indicator padding, I can say as insert all 5.0. Okay, it is not working, I think. And first change the color. So indicator color is going to be the colors dot, we can say brown color. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's working. Okay, it's looking good. I think we don't need to have this this padding here, so remove this padding. Okay, so it is working perfectly. Now if I run it, we will see. Okay, not bad. So we are done with that part. Now we need to add our body part here. Okay, so body will contain a new tab bar. So body will contain a new tab bar view. It will take two parameter. One is for controller. So this controller is our controller, that is the object of our tab controller, and we need to add here our children. Okay, and this children of widget will be our tab bar view, like our each and every page. For this one we will have one page, and for this one we will have another page. But as of now we don't have any other pages in our project, so for that we need to create some project. We can say dart file, we can say the we can say page name grid1. We can say grid1, and we can import material chart, and in here we need to use our stateful widget, and we can say class name is grid grid1. Okay, and create another one for the second item. We can say dart file, and we can say grid2. Import material chart, and in here we need to use this stateful widget, and we can say grid2. all right. Okay, now back to this home.dart. Inside this, and in here we need to import our class name. So grid1.dart, in here we need to add an extension, or I can say, or we can add a variable. We can say grid1, and this grid1 will help us to connect with our this class. Okay, and for grid2, import grid2.dart as grid2. Okay, and in here inside this tab view we will have to use this new grid1 dot. We can see we can access our class name here. See, and this grid1 is our grid1. Okay, so now we can access this class name here, and this class name is this class name. Okay, so now move back to here again, new grid2 dot grid2. all right, now if I run it, we will be able to scroll it. We will be able to swap it from left to right. See, now we can move, but right now we don't have any data, that's why we can't see anything here. Now go back to this grid1. In here we will implement our first grid view, and in here we will implement our second grid view, because grid view has a different kind of property, so I would love to show you everything. So first remove this container, and in here we need to use our scaffold widget. So add a scaffold widget. As we are working inside a tab bar view, we don't need to add any app bar over here. So now we can start directly from body. So body, now we need to use gridview dot count. Okay, so if you want to work with gridview, then you must need to import this gridview.count, and it will give you a couple of parameters. First one is cross axis count. It means how many column you want to add in your gridview. For example, we will add 2 for as of now. We can change it later if we need. Now we need to implement here our children. We can say children, and we can say list.count. So list dot count. So children is going to be the list dot count. So list dot, let me check you why it is giving error. Okay, so now we need to use this one. So we need to use this list dot generate. Okay, and in here we need to define our length, like how many item do you want to generate. For example 30, and in here we need to use our index position. We can say index, and we can add our second bracket, like the curly braces here. So it is very easy to work with the grid view. As you can see, inside our body we first need to add gridview.count. It will give us two parameters. One is for cross axis count. It means how many column do you want to add in your grid view. for us. We will add 2 column, and these children will count. Like this one will generate 30 item for your grid view, and that's why we had to write here children list dot generate 30, and this one is the position. Now in here we need to return our data, so we can say return is going to be new card. We can return it inside a card directly, no problem about this thing. So card contain a elevation is going to be the 10.0. it will give you a shadow from the bottom of your item. So elevation, and child, we can say child is going to be the new container. You can say new container, and container has child is going to be the new text. And here we can say we can add our desired index position, so index. Okay, now if I run this, we might see our result. If I come back here, and in here we can see our data item is over here, but in this tab view we don't have any data, because this icon contain this grid 2. Inside this grid 2 we have not added any data yet. We might be added after a few minutes. So in here we can see 30, 40 and 29, and it will count from 0 to 39. It will, maybe you all know about the array, so it will count in array position is 0. We all know that array position is always started with 0. Now it's not look good, so we need to customize it. So we can what I can say, we can increase the font size here. So style is going to be the text style is going to be the font size, and we can say 24.0. okay, no problem for it, 24.0. now if I run it, it might increase the font size. See, now we need to add this font size inside the in the middle of each and every card. So for that we can add another we can wrap it with another item. So click on the text, then you will see a bulb icon at the left side, and then wrap with a new widget, and it will give you an opportunity to add you a new widget whatever you want. So we can add align, and align has a property called alignment, and alignment is going to be the new alignment dot dot okay, not new alignment is going to be the alignment is going to the alignment dot center. Now do hot reload, you might see this. See, this text is now in the middle. Now it's look good. So we can add a shape for inside our card view. So card view contain a shape property that has a bunch of that have a couple of other options to do to adding a shadow. So we can say rectangular. Okay, rectangular. It maybe has a rectangular. Okay, rectangular slider trigger show. No, it will not work here. We can go for rounded. So round rectangular border. Okay, so it will take a border radius. Border radius is going to be the new border radius dot circular. We can say 20.0. No problem. Now we can do hot reload. Now over here we can see this. Now we can see this shape. This is the rounded shape. I think it will be good if we can add a little bit more space here. Margin is going to be as inset all 5.0. Okay, so can we see the space? I don't think you can see, but let's add it 10, then it will work for you, no problem. Yeah, now we can see this space. I think 5 is good enough, or we can choose the 7. No need to have 10 space over here. I don't need to have 10 space over here. So it will be good if we add cross axis. Now let me show you that how this cross axis count work. As we have added cross axis count 2, that's how we can see 2 items each and every column. So column 1, column 2, column 1, column 2. If we select here 3, and if we do hot reload, we will see 3 in a row. 3 in a row, like it will give us 3 column, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, now it's look very good. So we are done with our first part. Okay, so this is the another way to implement grid view in your mobile application. But if you want to customize your grid item, then you can do it in some other ways, because grid view has bunch of other properties. So go back to this grid view 2 part. In here, first remove this container and add a scaffold widget. The same thing will happen with this grid 2, because inside this grid 2 we don't need to add any more effort, because it is already inside the effort, like we are working in a tabbar. Okay, so we don't need to add effort here. We can directly go for body part. So body is going to be the new, we must need to use this grid view count. Okay, and inside this grid view count, first we need to define our cross axis alignment, and we can say true. And this one has another property called children of widget. In here we can add our customized data, but for this one we have added children list.generate. We were over here we were generating in 30 grid item. Okay, but in here, but this 30 grid item should be the same. See, if you look at here, we can see each and every item design is same. But for this one, if we implement children of widget, in here we can add our customized data, but for that we need to define our each and every data. So define a new container. So new container. Okay, so define a new container, and in here we can say that, what I can say, we can add a child is going to be the new card, add card elevation 10.0. okay, 10.0, and in here we can do a lot of things. Let me show you what can we do here. Okay, so do one thing, add a child is going to be the new column, and column is going to be the children of widget, and inside this column of children of widget, and inside this children of widget, so inside this card and column we will have to use first. Column item is going to container is going to be the, so this one is this container, and this card, this column, and in here what we will have to do, we need to add, so for example inside our column item we will add a image, then we will add another one, so image.network here, and okay, so what can I do here? So go to this pixels here, and you can add any image whatever you want. So copy the image address and go back here and paste it here, and make sure that you have added some height and width. For this image height we can say 100.0, and width is going to be the 100.0, and we need to use the feed is going to be the box feed dot cover. Now let's run it, let's see if it work for us. Go back to here, and here we can see our card view. See, we can see our card view, and we can see the images here. And I think if we increase the height and width to 200, will it increase? Yes, now it is working here, no problem for that. I think instead of 200 it will be good if we add 150 for our height, and width should be 200. Okay, it's good, it's looking good. And after that we can add another text proof here. We can say before that, first add a size box. So new size box, and height is going to be the 5.0, new text, we can say new text is going to be the, we can say, what I can say, we can say 58 USD, and for that we need to use this backslash, otherwise it will not work. And inside this we can change the color and the font size. So text style is going to be the font size is going to be the, I think 20.0, and change the color is going to be the colors dot difference. Now run it, now it will work. See, it is working. Okay, so but the thing is that it is it has added in the middle. We need to add it from the start point. So there is a property called cross axis alignment. Is going to be the cross axis alignment dot start. Now it might start from the left side, see, but it should have some padding, so we can wrap it with the padding. So add padding. Okay, now if I run it, it will work. Okay, so this is our main container. We may add here some margin, so it will look good. So margin is going to be the essence all, we can say 8.0. Okay, So it is giving us an error just because of this margin. So the better thing is that we can define a height for our container. That will be good. So height is going to be, we can say 180.0. now it will work properly. It is not working here. Okay, it is not working over here. I think this margin is creating problem. Yeah, I think it's look good. So now if I add a margin here instead of there, so margin is going to be the as insert all, you can say 10.0. now if I do hot reload, now it will work, but still it will give an error. Can I define the height of this error? So I think we don't need to add any margin over here. Without this margin it will work. I don't want to waste the time. So now right now we have only one item here, so I can copy this container and we can paste it couple more time, so that we can add, and we can as well as we can change the image over here. For example, we can add this image. So copy the image address, so change the image URL from here. Okay, and change the price as well, no problem for this, 250. now if I run it, it will work here. See, we can see the different image. Now if I add one more item here, then it can change. So then it will give us okay, we did a mistake. We need to copy it here. Just paste this a couple of more times so that we can see a lot of data. Okay, now do hot reload. Now we can see lot of images here. Okay, so if you want, you can customize it. If you minimize it, no problem for that. Okay, this is how the things work. And in here we can see different kind of grid view, and in here we can see different kind of grid view. For if you are implementing grid view this way using the children of the grid view, you can define the grid view item and you can customize it in your own way. Like for example, you will have to change your container data each and every time, and this way you will be able to customize it. But remember that whatever you will do, you will have to count here, cross axis count. Let's see, if I add 3, it will give us 3 items here. See, now the height and width will not mess. Definitely it will not mess, because we have designed this height and width for cross axis element too. Now it is working fine. So this is the final part for this video. And don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you want, you can join to my Facebook group. You will get my Facebook group link in description below. In my Facebook group, if you need a free coupon of my Udemy course, you can ask me about my Udemy courses. I will give you free coupon, no problem. And if you need any kind of help regarding this Flutter project or Flutter development, you may get this help. There are a lot of students are there, so you can join to my Facebook group and you can get help. I have a couple of courses on Udemy. You will also get all of my Udemy courses link in description below. And don't forget to subscribe. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Thank you.